What's going on, America? Kevin from Kevin's Corner, and I want to introduce y'all to somebody. This is Gizmo, the snowflake hating dog. Okay? Gizmo, how do you feel about snowflakes? I eat snowflakes for breakfast. Y'all hear that? Gizmo is my new addition to my white dog of privilege and my dog of color. And now we got a mixture between the two, which makes him a mulatto, okay? He bridges the gap. He shows us that if we work together, we can break down racial barriers and just live as one happy mutt. Yeah, just mix with all kind of stuff. There's no black, there's no white. It's just dogs. That's all we are. So Gizmo is my new pet. He's a Shih Tzu, and he only is 8 weeks old, and he hasn't yet to poop or pee in the house. Could this be the first dog ever that was automatically house trained? What do you think, Gizmo?
Mugwai.
Anyway, so if y'all see him on the camera every once in a while, you'll know where he came from, okay? Don't think I stole the dog or anything. I actually bought him. Paid a lot of money for this dog. Anyway, but he's great. So anyway, now let me get back to what I want to talk about. So apparently, the president, according to the left, caved, broke, lost to Nancy Pelosi or Chuck Schumer and all that stuff. And they're celebrating. They're popping champagne. They're having a ball. I mean, this is what they've wanted. See, and to me, that shows a lot about their character. Because, see, they forgot that there are a lot of Americans that actually want a wall. And they feel like they're not being heard. They feel like they're not being protected, which their government is supposed to do. And they also feel like it was nothing more than just straight politics between Nancy, Chuck, and the president that kept this from getting done. So I don't know what they're celebrating over. They're celebrating for nothing. I mean, what are they? They're celebrating the fact that absolutely nothing got done. They could have asked for something. They could have said, let's negotiate and swallow our pride. And since our job is to serve the people, including all these DACA recipients that we claim we care about, and all of the dreamers and the people who overstay their visa, this is our opportunity to negotiate and get something out of it and show that we're actually being productive, and taking into account that many of the American citizens want a wall. And for those that don't want a wall and maybe are focused more so on things like DACA, they could have got that. But no, it was more important for them to do nothing but sit on the wheel, watch people that were not working suffer so they can point the finger at the president, make sure that the wall doesn't get built because they don't want it to get built anyway. They would rather stuff that would not work, like we need more technology, like more drones, as if the drones can swoop down and stop the people from crossing. By the time the manpower gets there, the people are gone anyway. What is the drone going to do? Follow them all the way into the United States, and when they break up, just track all of them individually? None of that stuff makes sense. But, you know, they will convince their constituencies that that's what it would do. Never take it practically. They never say, you know what, instead of us just coming up with stuff we're pulling out of our butts that might sound good to the average listener, why don't we get some info from the people down at the border who's responsible for keeping us safe and hear what they have to say about it. But see, they don't want to do that because they don't care. It's not about border security. It's not about a wall. It's simply about President Trump. And Gizmo is chewing on my cord. Hey, Gizmo. Hey, you don't want to get kicked out before you even get in this house. Lay off that. Anyway, back to us. So now it shows their true intentions. And see, here's the thing. What really made me mad is Chuck Schumer and Nancy had the nerve to gloat afterwards. And frankly, I look at this and then, you know, people are going to say, well, you know what? The president caved. I think his supporters, especially the ones that are so far to the right where they're like, man, there's no way possible that the president should cave on this. You have to take in consideration. You're not just dealing with the Democrats. You're also dealing with people who supported the president and was willing, a lot of them probably were willing to take one for the team for a while. But there comes that point where you see your people suffering, whether they voted for you or not. When people start to suffer to a certain degree, you have to make some choices. And Nancy and Chuck, they were not going to budge because, see, they don't care. They don't care. They would rather those people starve because they know eventually those people who might have even started off supporting the president would turn on the president eventually and be like, well, you know what, man, I supported the first 3-4 weeks of this shutdown, but now, I mean, they coming to get my car. They coming to get my house. So some got to give. Well, the president, I think, start understanding and feeling that. You could only go so long without a meal and you working. So I think he did what he had to do for now. But for the gloaters, Nancy and Chuck, and for all of those who, for whatever reason, have lost sight of what the president has to do. He's not just the president for us. He has to try to keep in mind he's the president for all of the United States, even the knuckleheads who don't even realize that he's trying to help them. And I hate him. He's not my president. Even those two. Okay, he's their president as well. So he has to do things to kind of keep that in mind. But at the same time, I know he has not lost sight of the main goal, which is that wall. Now, he said 3 weeks from now, they're going to come back and they're going to have to negotiate, which we know. The Democrats are not going to do that. They have no chewing. You know what? Anyway, they have no incentive to come back and negotiate because they think they won. They're riding high right now. They're high-fiving in the end zone. They're having the ball, but what they're going to get hit with is an executive order. At this point, it is obvious that they have no incentive to negotiate with the president. And unless an overwhelming amount of constituents start writing and calling in and telling them to build this wall, they're not going to budge. All they see is 2020 and a potential win for the Democratic Party by saying, we didn't build that wall, even though we didn't do nothing else either. Didn't get nothing done. DACA's still out there butt naked. We got people who overstayed their visas butt naked. Everybody has no clothes on. They're walking around naked, and the Democrat could have clothed them, but they didn't. They don't care. So that's what we're going to be looking at when the 2020 elections come around. And for all of those who, for whatever reason, lost sight of things and had the nerve to vote those dumber rats back in and give Nancy Pelosi the gavel, this is what you get. So moving into 2020, hopefully they will see what is done when you give power to a bunch of kids who don't know how to use it. They will abuse it. And now we're at stalemates and nothing's getting done. But remember, we have to also focus on what the president is trying to do and take in consideration the overwhelming amount of resistance that he's getting, not only from the Democrats, but from his own party, which set him up the first round by talking about, listen, man, come on, just sign this one. And then for the next one, we're going to get you right. Even though I won't be in office no more, I'm about to bounce and I'm going to leave that all on y'all's, okay? But I'm going to be gone. But nonetheless, we're going to get you right, President, And so here we are. It is what it is. But you know what? Me and Gizmo are going to laugh at the top of our lungs when he signs that executive decision and all of the snowflakes start falling. We're going to go out and we're going to stomp all over them. We're going to make snow angels and stuff. Yeah, because they're going to be whining. He's a dictator. No, he's not. He did everything he could to try to get them to compromise and get something out of the deal. Now, they pushed him too far. Backs up against the wall. And at the end of the day, he has an obligation to keep Americans safe, even if they don't see it, if they don't realize it. They'll love him for it later. All right, anyway, you've been listening to Kevin and Kevin's Corner. Find me every Wednesday night, 7:30, live on Kevin's Corner. I go live on Facebook, go live on YouTube, and also hit like, share, subscribe, and the notification button. And don't forget to check out Extreme Teas, my sponsor. Love their products. If you put my name in the promo, Kevin, you'll get 20% off. And if you want to donate to Kevin's Corner, you can do that by simply finding the link in the bottom. And we will see you next time in Kevin's Corner. Say bye, Gizmo. We're going to toughen him up. You ain't going to be no Democratic dog, are you? Democrats stink. You're a Republican. You understand that? How about this? You're Trumplican. That's what you are. Anyway, God bless. See you next time in Kevin's Corner.